Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today we're talking about Kevin Smith's new movie, The 4:30 Show. You get a little dog butt action.
What is this?
We need a more professional show.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
This
Anyway, yeah, today we're going to be talking about Kevin Smith's new movie, the 4:30 movie. Before we dive into this, maybe we need a little bit of break from the dog butt. Let's check out the trailer.
She is unlike any nun you've ever met, and she's got a secret.
How come the nuns were never secret hookers when we were in school?
Let's see what's under that wig.
Oh, hell no! Say a prayer for Sister Sugar Walls.
Well, we're definitely seeing that.
May 25th, 1986. Today is a big day. Last summer, I was too scared to ask out Melody Barnegat, the raddest woman I ever met. But this morning, I invited her to the movies, and she said, okay. Seriously. Hold on 1 second. Cool. I'll see you at the 4:30 movie, Melody Barnegat.
I'll see you at the 4:30 movie.
Well, holy shit, Billy Idol. When's the white wedding?
I've been thinking about asking Melody out all year. We made out in her pool last summer.
One time, with your shirt on.
And you wonder why you don't get laid.
I don't get laid because I'm Catholic. We'll save seats, you get snacks.
You can't give them cutsies when they get back. I'll tell my dad.
I don't care what you tell your dad, little kid.
Dad, he showed me his privates.
You did what?
You disgust me! Get up! You three stooges are banned for life! Fuck my left nut! Not today!
So much drama. I thought we're supposed to be seeing a comedy.
Oh my god!
Hoorah! What in the damn hell?
What about me? Jesus Christ!
Most people come to movies to escape their lives, but people like you come here because movies make life make sense.
You're the coolest girl I ever met, and all I want to do is watch movies with you.
Is that so?
Mom?
What the hell are you doing sneaking into R-rated movies? You're in trouble, Missy.
I'm terrified by what's about to happen.
What do you want to do?
Have sex and get pregnant. That'll show her.
If that's what you need.
Remember Rocky 4?
Yeah.
When he just like punched him so hard. Remember that?
It's the climax.
He climaxed?
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that movie gets me.
It's so silly.
All right. So if you hadn't heard of the 4:30 movie, there was the trailer.
There you go. So is this, and what I understood, kind of based on Kevin Smith's life?
Yeah,
a little bit?
semi-autobiographical. I
Biographical?
can never say that word. Biographical from his youth. And it's probably one of his more personal movies he's written, because obviously with Clerks and stuff he's done lately, there was some stuff infused about his heart attack and things like this. But this is not only some of his life stuff, it's also filmed in the theater he owns, the Smodcast Cinemas. He bought a theater, I guess, a couple of years ago. I think they were going out of business. It was one that he grew up going to, so he bought it, reconditioned it, called it Smodcast Cinemas, and they do normal movie screenings and theater watching there, but they also have like premieres for this movie, and they shot this movie there, and he does some of the podcast stuff there. They do all kinds of stuff there.
That's cool.
While also having a place to do stuff. So I think with him had that theater, he had the idea, and of course that 90% of the movie is shot in this
in the theater. Yeah.
So now let me ask you this, because I know you like Kevin Smith stuff, but
Yes.
where is your level of Kevin Smith fandom at?
Yeah. I'm okay.
I think that's a rude statement.
No, I mean, I was going to say at the beginning of this, I know you're really into his work.
I'm
what he
into
does.
all Kevin Smith.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that guy. And I just feel like y'all kind of look like each other. So I'm like, that's why he like
I
Kevin
don't
Smith.
look like Kevin Smith.
I don't know. He could look like you now that he's lost weight. I don't know. That's a good thing. I don't know.
I was always
feel
told I look like Turtle from Entourage.
Turtle,
I don't think it's much now that I'm
not that turtle.
I don't think now that I've filled out a little bit and got more of a beard. I don't think I look anything like Turtle, but
I'm into Kevin Smith, I guess. I like some of his movies. I'm never watching like what he's doing or anything until you tell me something's happened. Sorry. And I feel like this movie though is kind of like that every kid kind of thing, you know, like you wanted to go to the movie, or you like that guy, or you like that girl, and you just wanted to hang out with them.
Well, and that's the next question I want to ask you before we really dive into this movie is because me and you had very different lives growing up. You weren't allowed to go to the movies, and you weren't allowed to probably go out and hang out with people as much. And
a little bit.
I don't know. Like I was always at the Ridgewood Theater or at the Cinemark 17 or hanging with friends at the movie theaters or at the mall or whatever we were doing. And so, how much could you even relate to this movie from, I know you can now because you go to the movie stuff.
Yeah.
But from a youth standpoint, do you even relate to what they're doing and going through that experience at all?
No. Of the whole trying to sneak in one movie to the next movie, like staying there all day. No. My parents would have told me that was a waste of my life. So no, I never.
As a kid, you're supposed to do things.
Let me just clear the air. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god!" I never went to the movies until I was like 30 years old, and I met you.
It wasn't that late, was it? You got the movies before you met me.
Maybe once or twice, but it wasn't a thing.
I mean, I know you didn't go regularly, but you were going with other friends and stuff by that point.
I have no memory.
How is it you were going to Aerosmith concerts and all this stuff, but you couldn't go to the movie theater?
Because
but you could go to the concert, people smoking weed.
Because probably my brother was there, maybe.
That makes zero sense. Going to the movie theater is way safer and more plausible.
Oh, for sure. Now I know.
And more plausible than going to a concert with people doing drugs and having sex. And
I have no idea what was happening, babe. I was just there with my friends, but yeah, I didn't go to the movies.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think if we went during high school, but I don't think so, because we were busy going to Six Flags or something.
I did that too.
I was in college. Well, I worked all day and I went to college at night. Yeah, so I didn't go to the movie until I met you.
You're such a
so in the 90s.
Life.
Sorry, 2000s.
Every time you reveal something.
But and don't be sad for me. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy and well adjusted.
Yeah.
But I think that's why.
That's going to be another show topic.
That's why I love movies now. Because I'm finding new things.
You didn't get to see any.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I am now experiencing that love of movies. So I can understand what these kids are like. They're trying to, and now I would be too scared to try to sneak in from one movie to the next. Because now they have assigned seating. But we could get on the app, though, and see what seats are available.
So this was part of, this was very much mimicking my childhood.
Oh, Lord.
I remember I had friends, a group of us going to the movies, trying to, I was probably more like the Austin character, the main one, where I was always nervous to talk to girls or whatever. But I was kind of, I had my quirky stuff was, Star Wars not as much back then, but with some of the comic book stuff and movies and things like this. So I directly connected to this movie from that standpoint and found it like, man, this is like watching my life.
Yeah.
And I will say I didn't skip through a lot of movies theaters like that. I did a few times, but not as much because I was always terrified we were going to get caught.
I know.
But there was a time of during Cinemark 17 when it first opened. I was probably more of an adult at that point. I definitely was an adult at that point. I had buddies that worked at that theater, and so they let me in for free. So there were days like during the summers and stuff like this, if I was off work or whatever was happening, I would go up there and I would just leave one movie, go to the next. And at one point they had 17 screens, and I'd always seen every movie in the theater because I didn't have to pay for it. It was just walk to the next theater, watch the next. I'd watch 2 or 3 in a row, then head home, if I didn't have anything to do.
Wow.
So anyway, So that being said, I also was looking forward to seeing something from Kevin Smith that he's had some ups and downs throughout his career, like most filmmakers have, where he's kind of returned to his roots of smaller filmmaking in the last few years. And his Jay and Silent Bob stuff and his Clerk stuff, his Mallrats and all that stuff is iconic. But, he took his detour into the horror world with Red State, which I still love. Did you ever watch Red State with him and John? Well, not him, but John Goodman. It's like the religious cult.
No.
You never saw that one? That's a Kevin Smith movie. I think you like that
One.
It came out after you were adultful.
Kevin Smith fan.
I know that, but that came out after we were together.
I only watched Snoochie Boochies and whatever else you tell me to watch.
That one came out. I'm pretty sure I told you to watch Red State. You just ignored me.
Okay, let me write it down.
Anyway.
I'm writing it down.
Red State.
Where's my list?
And Tusk and Yoga
I've
Hoosiers.
seen Tusk. Oh Lord.
Yoga Hoosiers and all those were kind of that next area he was going in. This one, it feels like he's returned to his roots of Clerks. A little more of a budget, obviously, but it's a smaller film. It's very much capitalizing and paying homage to the 80s rom-com teen comedies while still doing tons of very smart references to present day stuff, without dating itself, but what it does is says stuff like, nobody's going to ever watch another one of those Star Wars movies. It's very funny. I'm playing all that stuff. What did you think of the movie?
I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And it is one of like those coming of age little love stories where the guy's nervous, has the girl out, but you find out she actually liked him the whole time, and it's just one of those cute things. And then you have the crazy friends. Like everybody has that group of like just the stupid guy and the guy that's like, I just want us to all be friends, that guy. And then just the crazy characters of people that you find in movie theaters, because that is absolutely true.
Yeah,
the person that's about like the guy that yesterday was all about the popcorn. I don't know why they do the popcorn this way. I was like, okay,
what?
That crazy popcorn guy. There's always a crazy popcorn person.
Where's the crazy popcorn guy though?
Because he's like, I don't know why they don't let me put butter and then give it back.
That guy.
I'm like, sir, you can ask them to fill it halfway and give you butter. He's like, oh, but they should just have butter right there.
That old man. I didn't realize that much. I heard him talk about the butter. I didn't know it was that much of an interaction.
It was a crazy. There's the.
You were hanging out with all the concessions people the last few times we went to the theater. You had one interaction at the soda thing. Now you had an interaction at the popcorn thing.
Like, I don't want to have interactions with anybody. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. That's why in the theater, I sit in the very far corner on the left where there's a wall, because I don't want to talk to anyone.
Why are you yelling at the audience? They didn't do anything to you.
Y'all just need to understand.
Anyway, let's talk about the movie itself.
Really good. Lots of cameos, lots of funny things.
And this is like...
These kids were a lot of fun.
They are. I had a chance to speak with all of them, and all of them I thought like were really good in the film. The Reed, the guy that plays the redheaded kid, I don't remember his character's name. His hair reminded me of the villain from Despicable Me 2. So I'd asked him about it in our interview.
Did he crack it?
He did. Well, he did. He says something to the effect. He goes, "Look," I could go into a whole thing about how the Despicable Me theme song is one of the greatest songs ever written. He goes, this is not the place for that.
Oh my.
And then the guy Nick, the guy that plays kind of the womanizer tough guy.
Yeah.
He reminds me. There's this actor that every '80s movie was a Hispanic guy. He was always scoring with the ladies. He was always kind of that. He mimicked that guy without mimicking him on purpose. Mimicked that guy to perfection. Like the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is a young version of that guy. He kind of looked like him. I brought that up on the interview too, but I deleted that because we couldn't remember the guy's name, so it went all off the rails. But what I love too is with the cameos, every cameo in this movie is legitimately a cameo.
Yeah.
It's just quick in and out. Ken Jeong is the only one that's not a cameo. He's
so
full on
funny.
Crazed. Logic. You may not have known that's who that was. In the movie within the movie they're watching about the beaver people and all that stuff.
Yes.
The guy that's the main guy in the blue suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's Logic, that rapper Logic.
Oh, I didn't even know it was him.
And so it's funny. I had to look at him because
I want them to make Sister Sugar Walls.
Yeah. So there's
Lord.
In the movie. If you didn't even see in the trailer, it was also a great opportunity for Kevin Smith to make some fake trailers.
I love when they.
So there's a moment of watching. So there's like 3, 4, or 5 fake trailers that are all really funny. And then throughout the movie, they interject clips of this movie they're watching. That's just really bad and stupid, but it's really funny. But I love this movie. This might be one of, if not my favorite Kevin Smith movie now.
Wow, really?
Yeah, just because I've seen it twice now. One, I watched it by myself when they first sent me the screening. Then I got to watch with a buddy of mine who's a big Kevin Smith fan. And I think I just kept connecting with it. I realized it on the second viewing that I was still engaged with it.
Engaged.
I still connected with it. I found it funny. I found it stupid. I found it silly. I kind of found it felt to me like just everything was there, but I could see Kevin Smith's voice without feeling like I'm just seeing rehashed Kevin Smith stuff.
Right. Like it's something. It was still fresh. It was still there.
Yeah, because there are times, as much as I love Jay and Silent Bob and all those characters, and I will always want to see them do something. Sometimes it's like, okay, we're in Clerks 3. Okay, we're in Jay and Silent Bob 2.
Right.
It's a lot of the same jokes and stuff, and I love them because of what they are. I'm expecting that. But I like seeing him bring in something that was not only a little more personal, but it was heartfelt, it was sensitive, it was hilarious, it was a little dirty, kind of had everything you want in kind of that teen rom-com from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
but being something fresh and new.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
This movie will probably end up on one of my favorites this year.
It
'cause I just
probably.
really did
Oh
love it.
goodness, here we
Not
go.
just because it's a Kevin Smith movie,
I
although
think that's why.
although that does obviously kind of play into it
Contributes.
because I'm a fan. But I really, really like this movie.
There you go. All right, I liked it too. I thought it was good.
I love Ken Jeong was hilarious
He's ridiculous.
because he's so over the top, stupid, and ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
And his movie mobile is awesome.
The movie mobile. That you can kind of see a picture there. He's got like
Looks like a Batmobile.
it's ridiculous.
It is.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
What I will say too, for the hardcore fans will get the joke. Some of the other people may not, but there is a mid-credit teaser that's kind of a homage to Kevin Smith's filmography. Those that know will find it awesome. Those that don't know will be like, I don't understand this joke. Either way, it was really for us. And then at the very end of the credits, there's like a blooper reel that's really funny to watch.
That was a lot of fun too.
So
All right.
I will say it's going to probably be a harder one to find at the theaters because it's an independent release. Saban Films is putting out. But if you can find it, go support it. These are the kind of movies that need your support, not another Avatar or another Marvel movie that needs you to watch it 30 times. Watch something different. If you can't find it, as soon as you can, find it on digital, whatever, pay for it, rent it, watch. I'm telling you, it's a great movie.
There you go. All right. Make sure you visit our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com, because we still have free stuff we're giving away.
Yep.
Tell me about the free
We
stuff.
still got copies of Watchmen Chapter 1, animated film, Justice League, Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 3, Horizon Chapter 1, If, The Watchers, and Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Have to do
We're
it.
going to do it again.
Furiosa.
And also, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, not only on our website are the reviews and the giveaways, I did an interview with all 4 of the lead young cast members for this movie. It was a fun little interview. We don't dive deep into the movie, more about kind of their process and dealing with Kevin Smith, working with Kevin Smith, but also working with material that's personal to him and how that affects you as an actor. And
So they talk about being in the 80s?
I did. One of my questions I did ask him, I was like, since y'all aren't actually from the 80s, what did you do to research to try to understand the time period? And most of them were watching a lot of movies. Austin, who's the lead actor, who, fun fact, is also, I believe they're still together, is also been with Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley, for like 5 years. He said he read a lot of Starlog magazines because the movie takes place in one day in 1986. He read Starlog magazines for 3 months of Starlog magazines from 1986, so he could kind of get what the culture was happening in that time period and everything else. Some of the other people just were talking about sitting talking to their parents and they're telling their stories, their own childhood and things like this. I think they all did a good job capturing it.
That's cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.